And wow, talk about a size difference that you've got here. Of course, you've got the humongous Jeter taking on really a man that's not really that small in his own right, and he certainly can fight you any which way possible. Just get a look of the singlet, the top portion of Azrael, and you'll see just what I mean, the wars and the battles that this man has been involved in. But you can't tell Azrael that. It doesn't matter the size. He will fight you any which way possible, but Jeter looking to get an early advantage here. Meanwhile, Azrael trying to fight his way back. And really, I don't know what strategy Azrael's going to have to do, because you got to be able to get the big man down, the shoulders to the mat, and pin him for the 1, 2, 3. But that's certainly a great way to do it with that beautiful drop kick, Brett Wolverton.
Well, it looked like Jeter was going for that sit-out pile driver on Azrael right at the early going. That sit-out pile driver that put Slim J out for a couple of weeks here. But Jeter was able to get out of it, and since then, this has been all Jeter.
You were making your ring introductions, and did I hear you correctly? You introduced Jeter as from the rotten part of the apple. Now, I was sitting there thinking that isn't any part of the apple rotten if it's not covered in candy?
Right to the core.
And boy, that's for sure with him. And he's dressed in red as well, too, so we certainly will know where he's at. The apple galore, but I tell you, there's no messing with Jeter. And we've certainly seen the fallout that he's been involved with, of course, at Seasons beatings. Not to mention, of course, Azrael involved, the war that's been brewing with them, and it's pretty much Team Anarchy versus Team Elite still continues on. I know inconspicuous by the absence is no Jeff G. Bailey, no Miss Rachel, and which is probably a good thing, no Jerry Palmer as well.
Well, you mentioned Jeff G. Bailey, and I think this is as good a time as any, especially with the official in this bout, to recognize Jeff G. Bailey and referee Dee Byers for their accomplishments in the state of Georgia, as they were honored by Georgia Wrestling History, GWHnews.com, as the top referee, Dee Byers of 2012, and the top manager of 2012, and Jeff G. Bailey.
That's right, and you know, I'm still looking from a week ago, still trying to find those missing ballots and hanging chads for the nomination, at least of myself, for Announcer of the Year. But one day I'm going to get to the bottom and find them buried somewhere in the back of someone's house, maybe Larry's.
That's a possibility.
I tell you, you know, this matchup here is certainly physical, but we certainly give our hats off to everyone involved, of course, with the awards, and certainly speaks volumes, of course, here, the talent that we have at Anarchy. Both men can really fight you and are physical, and I almost get the sense that the reason why we don't see Jerry Palmer or any of the elite is with a size like Jeter, he may not really need any backup. He is the backup.
That's right. You know, last week with the Mega Rumble.
Oh, don't remind me about that. I'm still trying to.
Well, Jagged Edge was given the night off by Jerry Palmer. Jerry Palmer had the massive Jeter standing by his side. Well, actually standing next to you during that Mega Rumble. You know, that had to be a little bit intimidating trying to count down and to have that big man standing over your shoulder.
And I broke out in a cold sweat, and it's like 70 degrees outside. It definitely makes me very nervous.
It is unseasonably warm this time of year here in Cornelia, Georgia. So as the action heats up inside the ring, it's even warmer outside of the ring.
It certainly seems to be the case. And meanwhile, our referee of the year, Dee Byers, has been really admonishing both men to really get it back into the ring here, allowing a lot of leeway as he, and we certainly could applaud him for that, because no fan really wants to see this as a count out. But right now, I tell you, Jeter is on the receiving end of Azrael with those thrust-like hits, punches, and kicks that he can do and take it to you. He needs to be able to roll back in the ring.
Well, I think Dee Byers counts up to 8. Azrael finally realized it and broke the count.
Dee Byers looks a little frustrated. He's trying. He's only one man.
I would be happy that these two athletes were outside of the ring, away from me.
Yeah, excellent point there. Jeter winding up. This one may not work quite so well. The first one did. Oh, and indeed, Azrael able to get his wits about him, move out of the way, and Jeter, the receiving end of that post. And now Azrael seizing the opportunity, taking that already injured arm from the post, wrenching in the back, and pulling it, and the arm is not supposed to bend that way. Oh, I spoke too soon.
We have company, as our general manager, Jerry Palmer, has made his way out here.
Well, I'm not leaving this week. I got a magnet in my butt, and I'm sitting right here and sticking to it. At least just don't tell him I said that.
Isn't that a wooden chair?
Well, then I wonder why I've got the magnet in my pants. Apparently for the wrong reason. And we got Jeter trying to get the feeling back in his arm, and Jerry Palmer, I don't know if he was sensing, I guess Jeter was in trouble and decided he would come on back and see what he might be able to lend. Of course, Big Nasty, that wooden handle that he carries around. Of course, former fireman here. Well, I guess maybe still presently. I haven't really had a chance to talk with Jerry much since he has really cut off all communication with me and anyone else for that matter. Man, Azrael again just seizing that opportunity And that's pretty much what he's going to have to do to be able to get the big man down. He's got the arm wrenched. He's pulling down on it, and this is a perfect position for Azrael.
He's trying to break the arm of Jeter. I think I may have heard something snap. I don't know if that was the ropes, turnbuckle.
He's pulling it on again. And just to give you a perspective of the size of Jeter, he wears an 18 size shoe. It's like I think I could sail down the river in that thing. Talk about impressive. The boots that this man wears, I tell you. And now we've got action, of course, still back in the ring. Jerry Palmer on the outside. Well, yes, some observations will be that he's not wearing it, but I mind you, he does not show up to the arena like that. I was able to send my sources to find out exactly what size he does. It's a little hard to drive, I guess, without a shoe when you're wearing that. But
well, he was able to drive his foot into the face of Azrael.
And it certainly seems that way with Azrael not really knowing exactly where he's at. Oh, gosh, could this be a big splash? Listen for the impact. Oh, God. China felt that one in my pin pal. 3.
The winner of the match, Jeter!
With a size like Jeter, he can be the winner of anything he wants.
That was a decisive victory over a former Anarchy Wrestling Tag Team Champion.